got a package in the mail that I wasn't even expecting because I totally forgot about this. This package was sent last year, and for some reason it got stuck in the mail for over 6 months. Let's take a look at what I got. Today we're going to look at this new little module I received from ICStation. This is their 13898 module, which is, according to the specs, it's a 12 to 24 volt wireless Bluetooth receiver with dual channel voice audio module, 15 watts per channel, and it supports micro SD card. So let's open this one up. Let's say this is brand new. Haven't looked at it yet. This is one of the ones that I've been waiting for a while to get. It was caught up somewhere in the mail, and it's finally arrived. This one here is very simple. You give it power, and it's got outputs to go to the speakers, so we'll have to solder those down because it doesn't have terminals. And this is a Bluetooth, as well as it'll support music on a micro SD, or what they call a TF card. So we'll try this out and we'll see how this one performs. So let me get my soldering iron warmed up, and we'll just attach the speakers to this unit, and we'll play some music either off the TF card or stream it from my phone. This is the type of unit that a lot of people would use with their phone, and they would build it into a speaker box for a Bluetooth speaker. Put this inside one speaker and run it to the speaker, and then run wires out the back to a second speaker for stereo. And the two chips on the board, the top one, that's going to be the Bluetooth receiver and the SD card reader, and the bottom one is obviously the amplifier. And for those of you who are going to criticize my crude soldering on this, because I know somebody's going to, this is just a temporary connection that will be coming off as soon as the video is shot. Okay, the unit is connected, ready to put the power to it now. We'll just connect it to my power supply. Got it set at about 15 volts right now.
Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
I guess you maybe just plug a card in. Let's just see what happens if I plug in a card. Hope it'll support hot swapping.
Music.
Just two buttons, volume up and volume down, and they also change the track. So if you press and hold, just like that. This is actually a track from the YouTube music library that I've been hit with copyright on, if you can believe it. This is also from the YouTube music library, this one. So that's about as simple as it gets. If you have music on
Bluetooth mode.
If you have
the Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
If you have an SD card with music on it, you can pop your SD card in, and it'll immediately start playing
music. Bluetooth mode.
I can already.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
I can already see a use for something like this. You're running a business and you want background music to play in your reception area or in your store, and you don't necessarily want to put in a real fancy, expensive system. One of these little boards, these are dirt cheap. You load some music onto an SD card. You hook up a couple speakers and a power supply. You plug the SD card in, and there you go. You've got a complete system that will just play constantly. And if you want, you can also, of course, stream from a device that supports Bluetooth. So let's pair this now. By removing the SD card, it is in pairing mode. I'll grab my phone and I'll go into Bluetooth. I'll go into my connections, Bluetooth. I got a lot of stuff on here. Available devices. I think this is probably it here. XH Electronics. Is that what it says? It says XH A233. That's going to be the one right there. We'll just click on that. It says Bluetooth pairing request. Okay.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Let's try this out. See if I can figure out how to play something from my phone here. Technically anything that's on my phone I should be able to stream. So if I go to my music app, or well, I'll just go to my music player, and anything in my music player I should be able to play. Cat wants out. Let's see here, how do I do this? And a volume control will, of course, control the volume. And I don't want to play that because we're getting a little bit of crapola for that. I don't think I have anything on here that I can play on this phone anyway. I'll have to pair it to my other phone that has royalty-free content on it so that I can play it and do the distance on this unit. So I'll unpair this. I'm going to pair it to my other phone for testing it. So I'm just going to go into my settings and I'm going to say unpair.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
That's how simple it is to unpair it. Let me fire up my other phone that I have some royalty-free content on, and we'll try the distance out with it. This one hasn't been turned on in months. Like, it's probably been 6 months since this phone's been turned on. Old BlackBerry 10. The speaker got wet, so it doesn't work as a phone. Or it works as a speakerphone, and it works over Bluetooth, but the earpiece got wet. Like before, XH Electronics.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Simple. Even worked with an old BlackBerry. They say it's supposed to go 15 meters. You got a track queued up. Let's go take a walk and see how far it goes. Okay, so the distance that made it was about 15 meters. Other Bluetooth devices which I've tested, which have claimed 30 meters, I've made it all the way across the street into the neighbor's driveway. This one here, I made it to the front of my driveway, which is my driveway itself. From the front of my garage to the street, I'm set back 25 feet. And it's another 10 feet or so from the garage door to where this is. So and would say it made it around 30, 35 feet, which is typical for what Bluetooth is rated. It certainly is getting the range that they're claiming. They're saying 15 meters, and I got at least 15 meters on this one. So, I say this one's a pass. We can take a look at the signal on this one and see what type of carrier they're using on this one. So let's just connect the scope up, and we'll take a look at the signal. So we'll just measure it here at the inductor. I'll show you guys the scope. As you can see, this one is 322 kilohertz. My peak-to-peak voltage is 14.8, and that's just because that's what I'm giving it. I can turn it up to 24. I'm on a variable power supply now, so we can crank this thing up. We'll see when it shuts down. I should have done that with the other one. They say it supports up to, I think they said 27 volts. We're at 23 volts now. I'm going to adjust my trigger level. We're at 24 volts now. Let's see where it shuts down. There we go. So they say it's rated up to 27 volts, and there's 27.3, 27.4, there at 27.5. This one shuts down. So we can run it as high as 27 volts. And it'll play with a little more power at that voltage. So let's see what happens when we disconnect power and reconnect it. Is it going to automatically reconnect to the Bluetooth, or are we going to have to do it manually? So we connect power.
Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So it will automatically reconnect to the Bluetooth device as soon as it's within range, as soon as this has power. So that makes this a nice little basic amplifier. I mean these things are very inexpensive. Certainly anybody can afford to play around with these because they're only a couple dollars a piece, these boards. It's hard to believe that they can sell a full little amplifier board like this with Bluetooth that will power your speakers directly for what they can sell them for. But these are very inexpensive, and anybody can afford to play around with these things in their projects. So that's about all I can show you on this one here. We've looked at the PWM signal. We've looked at the voltage that this thing will support. And we've taken a listen to it and seen the range on the Bluetooth. Everything seems to be on the up and up and is performing exactly as the specifications are showing. Thanks for watching.